Welcome back to the countdown. I'm your host, Cameron Tracewell, and this is my co-host.
Raiders.
We are happy to be back, honestly. We are happy to be back. This has been a long time coming. Hunter and I have been trying to get back to really talking about sports, and since me and Hunter have been, not very not close for a while, pretty much I've been traveling all over the country, and Hunter's been working at the radio station. We haven't had time to really be recording any audio or any podcast, but here we are virtually. And every week we can jump on here for about 30 minutes and really just talk about, biggest topic of the week. Well, Hunter obviously knows the biggest topic of this past week is WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reyes, The Rock, Seth Rollins. I mean, and really an incredible build up to an incredible story. And of course, Hunter last year. So most people that listened to the countdown last year, we came to this time WrestleMania and Roman Reigns actually won it. And surprisingly enough, Hunter didn't completely lose his cool like I thought he would. He was upset, but Hunter, overall take on WrestleMania.
This was by far the greatest WrestleMania I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Everyone who needed to win won the match. It was awesome. The storylines, the build-up. There was one match I would say that didn't live up to the build-up was Jimmy versus Jay, but that still was like a 3.5-star match. But Cody finally did it. He should have done it last year. I'm going to say that on record since you brought that up. Thank you very much. But yeah, Cody did it. Cody conquered Reigns, and he finally won the gold. So happy, so proud of that. That was a great moment. And it was just, above all, a fairly well put together pay-per-view. And that was Triple H's first WrestleMania. And it was a banger.
Honestly, I didn't watch WrestleMania, but all the the TikToks and the clips and seeing the Undertaker really come back in the arena and actually show up, there was a lot of cool moments, and it honestly looked great all the way through. I know there are people that are disappointed that Tribal Chief lost, but there are people happy that Cody's story was finished, and it had to be finished. Cody had to finish the story. It had to happen.
Yeah, Cody had to win. That, we knew that was the end game, was Cody winning the title. And now it's going to be interesting to see where Cody goes from here.
I really think that was a great build-up. One of the best build-ups we've seen for a storyline, I'd say, in WWE in a while.
Well, there were talks last year. Triple H was going to let Cody win last year.
Yeah, but
Cody was
didn't
over.
Vance didn't want him to win last year.
Wanted him to earn it. I'm like, dude, he was Stardust for 4 years. You made a mockery out of him. He paid his dues to win that. And when he came back to WrestleMania 38 against Seth, dude, he was already over then. Everyone was like, Cody's back, Cody's back. Everyone jumped on the Cody train when he came back to WWE. I was with Cody in AEW. I was with Cody when he built AEW. And when he came to WWE, I was like, okay, you made a good decision.
So I remember being on the show last year, right? Me and you were on the show together last year. And really, I could see the frustration in you, how mad you were that Cody Rhodes didn't really complete the story at the time. But Hunter, really looking at it, them not letting him complete the story honestly made a great build up for this year. Because everybody knew he was going to, but like you said, it was it had to be that way, right? He had to finish the story now. If he didn't finish the story now, it would have tarnished probably the WWE.
I don't think that. I think that if Cody would have won at 39, you could have had Cody get betrayed by the bloodline and stuff like that, and then you could have let Cody have it for a little bit, take it away, and then at WrestleMania 40 you could be like, okay, revenge tour time, and Cody go on a tangent or tear and to get Roman Reigns again. But people are like, well, we already seen this, blah blah blah. I mean, I get it, but I don't. I still think Cody should have won last year.
It's a 50-50 thing, right? I mean, there's two different ways, but I feel like for most people, especially yourself, because you knew that it was going to be Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes again, regardless. It was going to be that way, and most people thought Cody was going to win it this time. It didn't matter. So of course, Triple H, brings in The Rock, and everybody's like, "Oh, that just ruined the story, right? Where is the story going now?" But to
The
see the
Rock was just
180,
The Rock was just a curveball in the whole thing because
right?
everyone's like,
So
oh,
to see the 180, it was cool. To see that 180, that was cool.
but I was like, The Rock and Roman don't even need a title though. That's not. I don't need a title.
No, and of course, So where does this lead for 41? Where do we go with the story? Where do you think they go with the story?
Well, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk are on a collision course, so that's one story that I'm liking right now. Another story is I want to see LA Knight get a title shot at Cody. I think LA Knight LA Knight's kind of like a Cody Rhodes. He busted on the scene, and whether he's a heel or been a face, LA Knight's been popping. The crowd loves him. I think LA Knight needs to get a singles titles run. I'm not going to say it's going to be a major championship yet. I think they need to build him more up for that. But I would say him and Logan Paul at SummerSlam would be a good U.S. title match. And that's another guy. I don't like him, but I will give him his due. Logan
He
Paul
has
is a
done
good
great.
he's a good wrestler. He's not a good boxer. He's an average boxer, but he is a good wrestler. And the fact that he went from boxing to wrestling, and he's really succeeded. Like Logan Paul is like, yeah, you're supposed to hate me. I'm the bad guy. I don't care.
I like the swag or the type of attitude he brings to the WWE. It kind of makes it fun. It's entertaining to see. So overall, I think the WWE is going in a good direction, and it's been fun to see it. Like I've not really I'm not sitting down. I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown, but all the clips I see, pretty much from every Raw and SmackDown after it happens, I see a lot of that story, and I'm seeing it build. It's really awesome to see that.
Every Everyone always says it's fake, and I'm like, yeah, it's fake. But like, do you think it's fake when they go through ladders, when they go through tables, when they get hit with stuff, when they get power slam, when they do this and get that? Like, no, dude, those moves hurt.
Oh
Like they
man,
put
listen,
their body.
that's brutal.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're like, well, it's scripted. Okay, it's still good. Like the NFL scripted. You don't see me complain about that.
Oh man, that's a whole nother story for the other
But
day. I don't want to talk about football.
yeah, no, not
Anyway,
after the hip tap ban. That's stupid.
anyway, WWE in good direction, but let's jump off WWE, and we know that the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs are on on pace right now. Here they come. They're coming fast too. I mean, we are really getting to that time of year, which is crazy, by the way, because we had like a episode back in like December and January that was, we weren't even close, and now the league is
I'm,
in a
I'm
different scenario.
I will tell you this. I watched any sport you can think of. I've seen since I was a kid. Now I've seen it all. And I stand by this. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I will stand by this. There is no better playoffs than NHL playoffs. There's nothing that compares to how great hockey playoffs are compared to everything else. There's just nothing.
Yeah, and which I agree because I started watching the NHL last year, and that's fun. Like, listen, the one seed and the bottom seed can literally go at it, and the bottom seed, like the Florida Panthers beating the Bruins last year. Nobody expected that, and it happened.
That's why, like, I mean, if you watch an A seed, in the NBA playoffs play a one seed, 85% of the time, the one seed's gonna, and that's the thing
Mhm.
too, is like you watch football, you watch basketball, you watch baseball. Not that very many shocks happen. Now, last year in the MLB World Series, I mean, me and you both,
Mhm.
those were our sleeper teams of the season, and they went all the way to the World Series. But that
All
doesn't
right,
happen often.
to jump in it right now so we'll just jump right into the NHL. Right, here we go. I mean, really, we're coming down to playoff time, and the West has already been decided. The Central and the Pacific have already been decided who's making playoffs.
There's a three-way tie for the first seed in the West. That's crazy.
So I will read the teams in the Central is the Dallas Stars, uh, the Colorado Avalanche, the Nashville Predators, and it's the Jets.
Yeah.
And then the Pacific is I think it's the Canucks, the Edmonton Oilers, the LA Kings, and the Golden Knights. Which is kind of sad because I'd really like to see Seattle back in there. I think they're a cool team. And it was sad they missed it. They were so
Yeah,
close.
dude. Colorado getting bounced by Seattle last year was a shocker to me because I did not expect Seattle to be that good.
The East is still in a fight right now in the Atlantic. We got the Bruins are leading, the Panthers, the Maple Leafs, and the Lightning. Detroit is still not out yet. They have not
Yeah,
ruled Detroit out yet.
Yeah, Detroit's still fighting for a wild card spot.
And the Metropolitan, you got the Rangers, the Hurricanes, the Islanders, the Penguins, the Caps, and the Flyers are still fighting for their spots.
The Penguins are not. The Penguins are not getting in.
You just saying that because I'm a Pens fan.
No, I hate Pittsburgh with a passion. I call it Pittsburgh for a reason. I don't like any Pittsburgh team. I don't like any of them.
I mean, they have been battling with the Islanders. You know, the Islanders will probably get it, but it'd be like by the skin of their teeth, really.
If there's one sleeper team in this playoffs that you don't want to sleep on, it's definitely the Nashville Predators. They
didn't make playoffs last year. They didn't make playoffs last year, did they?
They haven't been in the playoffs, I think, the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like nobody predicted them to really be this good this year, and they have come on fast.
Yeah, they struggled early in the season, and then like they made a couple trades, made a couple moves, and then all of a sudden, dude, they're on a tear and they've clinched. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to be a wild card team, I think, going in. But like, I think that's going to be a team that can be the 1 seed.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be exciting. I hate to say it, I don't really like Dallas sports. You know that, and I've put that out there. But the Dallas Stars, like the Dallas Stars playoff stuff, is so cool. Like their playoff arena and stuff. Oh my lord!
I don't mind the Stars. Now if you're asking me if I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, God no, I hate that team. But I like the Stars, and I never really mind the Mavericks. Like I love Luka. I think Luka Doncic is an absolute animal. But yeah, Mavericks and Stars, I'm okay with. I don't have anything against those franchises.
Now, here's the biggest question, right? Are the Bruins going to choke again? Because they were what this historic, great, amazing team last year that goes into the playoffs versus the Panthers, who were the lowest on the wild card spot, and they blow it. I mean, they blow it bad.
I am going to. All right, so I have a prediction for Boston.
Yeah.
I think they get in the second round and they get beat.
By who? That's just depending. I mean, who do you think will make it to the second round? My best guess would probably be the Maple Leafs.
I want to say Maple Leafs, but see that's the thing.
I'd say the Maple Leafs.
Can't touch Toronto.
I don't think Toronto's going to be like last year. I don't think it'll be like last year with Toronto.
Dude, Toronto's like that every year, man. They choke. It's like the Hurricanes. Like the Maple Leafs and the Hurricanes always high seeded, and then like they stub their toe and they just lose. And the Hurricanes every year in postseason.
Yeah, you did last year. They were a good team last year in regular season, and they lost.
Yeah, they choked.
They choked to the Panthers, didn't they? They went all the way. They went to the conference, didn't they? To the Panthers. Panthers.
CF last year. And then last year, the Knights and whoever they played, I think they played Seattle or something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they played Seattle.
Yeah, that was no fun. Like that was boring. They lost 5 games to 1.
Okay, so then here comes the question in the West, right? Does Connor McDavid and the Oilers, do they show up this year?
So here's my prediction for the Western Conference Finals. Dallas, Oilers, Western Conference Finals. I'm locking it in. I'm booking it. Connor McDavid will go.
That's solid.
Up this year. My boy Connor McDavid will go to the Cup this year.
I'd love to see it, but I'll tell you who I think's a team that could bounce back after the disappointing, playoffs last year would be the Avalanche. I could see the Avalanche bouncing back this year.
I love Nathan McKinnon. I'm a big Nathan McKinnon fan. And I was happy to see Nathan McKinnon win. Like, he got his cup. I'm happy. It's 97.
It's over. It's over, right?
It's McDavid's time, baby.
Connor needs one bad.
Dallas versus Edmonton would be a great Western Conference.
I'll be a thriller.
I'm rolling with it. I'm locking it in. I've already told people, I'm like, that's it. I'm rolling with the Oilers one more time. I rolled with them last year. They got beat. Whatever. I'm going to give them one more chance. If Connor McDavid does not get it done this year in Edmonton, he needs to leave. He needs to get.
Oh yeah, 100%. And he can't get beat by the Golden Knights. He can't get beat by Vegas. He cannot afford to get beat by Vegas this year.
He's got to beat. Well, Vegas ain't even that good this year, which is crazy to me because that team's stacked.
The Kings are going to be in the way. The Kings will be in the way. Kings, you don't like the Kings because they're your rival. Relax, brother. In playoffs.
No. I want to say something, but I can't. But I think you know what I'm thinking.
Well, listen.
Let's just say that. Forget them.
Well, anyway, hockey's coming up. We'll talk more once we get into the actual playoffs and it arrives. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. But let's jump into the other sport. Let's jump into the NBA. Here we go, man. NBA playoffs are coming up. Everybody loves the NBA playoffs. So I'm going to read. So I'm going to read the top 10, right? And we'll talk about the play-in here in just a minute.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas, the play-in.
We'll talk about. I know, but we talked about that last year. But we'll talk about the play-in here in a minute. So the teams that we have running are the Celtics, obviously at 1, the Bucks at 2 in the East, the Knicks, the Cavs, Orlando, Indiana, and then in the play-in you have the 76ers, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta. In the Western Conference, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are both tied in record, and Denver, who's tied them. Yeah, Denver's tied them too. There's 3-team tie right now.
You got 3 tie for 1 in the West.
Then you got the Clippers. Then you have Dallas, and then the 6th spot you have the Pelicans. In the play-in, you have the Suns, you have the Lakers, the Kings, and the Warriors.
So I'm excited to watch the Clippers versus Mavericks in the first round of the playoffs. I think that's a lit.
Oh yeah, that'll be a thriller. Yeah, Kawhi, Luka, Kyrie, Paul George, that'd be nasty. James Harden.
I like that matchup.
To talk about the play-in first, right? Because the play-in. Okay, first of all, if anybody who doesn't know about our feelings about the play-in, Hunter and I both don't like the play-in. Shouldn't be a part of the game. It hadn't been a part of the game for decades before. It shouldn't be a part of the game now. And I know they said, well, it gives their team an opportunity. The 10 and 9 seeds are not beating the number 1 and 2 seeds when they get into the actual playoffs. It's not happening. So me and Hunter we don't think that's reasonable at all. Or whoever makes the 9-10 seeds, if they make the 8th seed, right, for the playoffs, are not winning that for this round.
If you have a losing record in regular season, you should not have an opportunity to make the playoffs.
No, they never did before. But either way, we're going to cover it, right? So we got 4 teams in the East. 1 team's going to come out, right?
No, two teams.
2 teams. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so my bad. Sorry. 2 teams will come out. So the 7th and 8th seed. All right.
7 will play 8, and the winner of that goes. And then
the 9 and 10, yeah, they play, and then the winners of that play.
So the winner of 9 and 10, 8 will play the winner of that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, you said, I got that wrong to originally begin with, but okay, so we'll cover the East. So we got the 76ers, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta. 2 teams. Who's your 2 teams?
Obviously Philly. Obviously Philly.
Joel Embiid comes back here shortly. It's going to be a wrap. They're in.
Yeah, Philly's going to get the 7th. Heat, Bulls, and Hawks. Is that what we're looking at?
Hawks are out for me. Hawks are out.
I don't disagree with that. I don't think Atlanta has really anything. I would like to see Trae Young on a different team, to be honest. I think Trae Young
I
needs to leave.
yeah, Atlanta's failing him.
I think, and that's the way I feel about RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes on Toronto. They both need to leave.
I'm
I'm gonna go with Miami just because of Jimmy buckets. Just
gonna
I'm
go with
gonna say
Chicago.
you're going Chicago. Oh man, they
DeMar
should be
DeRozan,
so
Zach LaVine, the Bulls, Kobe White.
they should be so much better than what they are though. That's what I can't get my head around. Like you look at that roster, and
Well,
they're just not
Miami annoys me. Miami annoys me.
playing because they suck during regular season and like
Dude,
midway
they're
through.
so bad during the regular season, and then all of a sudden they're in the finals. Like what, dude? What?
Gotta follow the script, my guy. Gotta follow the script. People love Cinderella
Follow.
teams. That's what they make.
Well, okay, so we'll talk about a couple teams in the East, right? So obviously your picks, 76ers and Heat. Mine is Bulls and 76ers for the East. So to talk about the rest, right? Just to talk about favorite matchups, I guess. I'm not gonna have Boston in any of them. Boston in the first round, they're not gonna be in any of my favorites. Same with the Bucks. The Bucks
Yeah,
for me
Bucks.
too.
Yeah.
And I really hate to say it. I mean, will the Knicks and Pacers series be good? Maybe, maybe.
I think it'll be a tough matchup. But here's the thing though: the Pacers and Orlando got to figure out seeding for Sunday because they're playing
Right,
for seeding. Because if the Magic lose and the Pacers win, we play Indiana because Indiana will get a 5 and Magic will get a 6. But if the Magic win and Pacers lose, then the Magic are 5th and Pacers are 6th.
well, so all right, so let's break that down for a second. All right, right, for the Knicks scenario, we'll get to Cleveland here in just a minute. But for the Knicks scenario, they play. Is it a harder matchup or an easier matchup for them to play the Pacers? I think size wise, the Pacers are a lot more physical. And I think there's as a size wise team, I think the Pacers are bigger. They're Siakam. I think Miles Turner's still there.
Yeah,
I mean that.
Halbert.
Yeah, and well, they lost Julius Randle. The Knicks did. He's out. They're playing
Here's
small ball pretty much.
Yeah, here's the thing that scares me if I'm the Knicks. I want Orlando if I'm the Knicks. I want Orlando
Right.
because size wise, you match up better with Orlando. You do not
Yep.
want to play Indiana because Indiana has, like you said, height, physicality. I mean, Brunson's literally going to have to carry that team, like how Mitchell
Mm-hmm.
had to carry us last year. Mitchell couldn't do it all on his own. Like Mitchell got no help, and now Brunson's going to be in that similar situation if he plays Indiana. Now you play the Magic, you got a lot of young kids that don't really know the playoffs that well. They're a young team, they're not mature yet. Brunson can literally beat that team on his own. But we all know Josh Hart's going to show up. We all know that. Oh, what is that dude from Toronto? I butcher that guy's name every time.
Who? Which one? For
The
the
one,
pay
the
for
one
the
that no for the
OG Ananobi?
yeah.
OG
I butchered.
Ananobi?
Yeah, he's gonna show up. He'll do good. You know, he's a small forward. I expect them three guys to really dictate the pace. And you know, their backup bigs have done all right, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like they're like 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" max. They're not. Miles Turner's going to eat up anyone inside if they play against them. So the only one that you got to worry about on the Magic is Pablo Banchero.
Right.
If you can slow him down and make him shoot outside, they'll be fine. So I think they match up better against the Magic than they do the Pacers.
Really? I mean, if you so like you just said, right? You're right about that. When you look at it, the Magic they don't want to be matched up against Cleveland at all. You don't want Evan
Oh,
Mobley. You don't want Jared Allen. You do not want anything to do with Cleveland.
if we play the Magic, if
You will destroy
Cleveland
the Magic.
the Magic, if that game goes to 6 games, I'm going to be upset because there is
Mm-hmm.
no way that we should struggle with Orlando. If Garland can actually get his crap together, if Strus can actually play, because playoff Strus is a whole different animal. We've seen that. That dude struggles regular season,
Oh
postseason.
yeah.
Shoots. Like, I mean, he's like J.R. Smith. Like, when J.R.'s hot, he's just chucking. There is no way on paper that Cleveland should struggle. We might lose one game. Might. But we shouldn't. We should beat Orlando in 4 to 5 games. Now, Indiana, that's different. I feel like Indiana would be a
You go 5-6 with Indiana.
I might even say a game 7.
Listen. If Halliburton can play like he did before he got injured,
yeah,
they are a great team. Indiana's a great team.
yeah. It's just he hasn't been the same since.
No.
But the seeding's not finalized yet either, because if the Knicks lose on Sunday and the Cavs win, we're going to the 3 seed, and the Knicks are going back to 4.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see for the Eastern Conference, right? It's a toss up, and like I said, I don't want to talk about the other teams because I mean,
Boston, Milwaukee are shoe in first round.
And Milwaukee will be just fine. Bucks will be fine.
They're basically getting a first round bye. Now, if we were to play Milwaukee in the second round, I'm not saying win, or we play Boston. We play Boston if we're a 4 seed. Yeah, we play Boston.
Yep.
I'd say we're giving Boston 6 games. I don't think we're getting swept by Boston. I think we'll beat Boston.
No, I think you'll win 5 or 6 games. 5 or 6 at least. 6 at most.
Yeah, I'm not saying game 7. But if we do push a game 7, I will be shocked. I will count that as a win. I'll be we pushed the league to 7 games. Scary.
Yeah, that would be kind of dope for Cleveland.
Donovan Mitchell dropped 60 on him.
Listen, you beat Boston, you're going to the finals. There's no.
Dude, if we beat Boston, I'm literally going up to my brother. I'm smacking him with a Cavs hat and saying, "Who's your daddy now?" That's exactly what I'll do, and I'll put it on YouTube just for fun.
All right, so for the Western Conference, here we go. Right,
this is gonna be
this is where it gets tough. This is where it gets tough. So I'm gonna clarify right before we start talking about it. Right, Oklahoma City Thunder, Minnesota, and Denver. We're not really getting into. We're not getting into right now because they're all winning their first round. They're all going to win their first round.
Those 3 teams should win their first round. No problem.
Yeah. So we're not talking about those teams.
The only one I'm shaky about is Minnesota a little bit, but I still think Minnesota by the way they're playing. Gobert and Cat, dude,
actually, we're gonna save one of those teams, right, to talk about, and we'll get to it here in a minute. But I want to save one of those teams. Okay, so for the play-in, we got the Phoenix Suns, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Kings, and the Warriors. I'm going to go out on a notion here. I want to say the Warriors don't make it because of how much lack of talent they got.
I'm saying they will make it.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't want to say the Kings can't make it because I think the Kings could win.
Kings don't play defense. Kings can't defend, dude.
They're not like they were last year, but
their defense is still shaky. They need better defense off their bench. That's why I'm not picking the Kings. Their defense it's gotten better, but it's shaky. It's half and half. You don't know what Kings team you're gonna get. But offensively, Sacramento is literally one of the best offenses in the league.
Yeah, that's why
it's just defense, but that's the thing. You cannot score people in the playoffs. Their offense or their game style is not gonna work.
But Draymond causes the Warriors problems, which we're not talking about today, but we know.
Draymond needs banned. That's all I'm going to say. Draymond just needs he should have been banned 5-6 years ago.
Well, I think I'm going to say this hands down. I think the Suns are in the playoffs.
Suns are in the playoffs. They're just better. Bradley Beal running point now with Booker going back to shooting guard.
So that means you're picking the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm going Suns and Warriors. I'm going with Suns, and I'm going with the Warriors. I do not think LeBron makes it. I do not trust the Lakers. And let me tell you something. Even if the Lakers get in, there's no way they're beating one of them top 3 seeds. There's no the best team that they have to beat is Minnesota. That's it. They better hope and pray that they get Minnesota. If they don't, no. Thunder, too young, too fast. And D'Angelo Russell has been playing like a dog. That's not going to last.
So, I'm picking the Lakers.
Of course,
and the Suns. I'm going to pick LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I pick them to make playoffs. I mean, I don't see how they don't make playoffs. But
I'm telling you right now. Steph Curry,
But
Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, they're gonna they're
it'll
gonna make it.
so here's would be my prediction. The Warriors will beat the Kings then, right? Even though I think they wouldn't win, but I want to, like I said, with the Kings, their offense is great. So I mean, anything can happen with their offense.
But they don't. But I think they lead the league for most uncontested shots.
Yeah,
No, not a playoff team. No.
and then obviously I think that the Suns beat the Lakers, right? So then we're going to
Oh,
get a Golden State versus the Lakers, and I think the Lakers win. I think it becomes a home game for the Lakers, and they ride home with it.
I'm not
But
going
okay,
against.
but
I'm not going
you don't
against.
like the.
I'm not going against the greatest shooter ever.
I'm not going against the second greatest player that's ever lived.
Thank you for saying second. There's nothing wrong with being second. In that term of category, I would have to be second. But
He's the second greatest player that's ever lived. I'm not going to bet
oh,
against it.
he is. Oh, he is. Oh, he's definitely the greatest player we'll ever see play the game of basketball, dude. There's no
No,
doubt.
yeah.
But he's not the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the one team I want. Okay, so obviously the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks are going to be a blast. That's going to be a blast series, like we said.
I'm watching
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, that's going to be a blast. But the team I want to talk about, right? We talked about top 3 seedings. If Denver manages to grab the 2 spot and Minnesota drops to 3, that Pelicans Timberwolves series will be disgusting. That'll be a nasty series. Because Zion Williamson, you have to admit he has grown up. He has lost 25 pounds. The dude is absolutely looking like a stud out there on the floor.
Can I tell you something?
What?
When a porn star calls you out on social media, yeah, that's a hint for you to grow up, dude. That's a hint.
But you get my point. He finally started playing basketball, like real basketball.
Yeah, and credit to him. And I think the Pelicans are a good young team. Like, I would love Brandon Ingram. I think Brandon Ingram, C.J. McCollum, Zion Williamson.
And Zion, it'd be fun, man. And so, what they have Valanciunas, don't they, at the center? I'm pretty sure.
This is a solid
That would.
Valanciunas is underrated, just like Vucevic for the Suns. Like, when he was in Portland, he was an underrated center. Like, that dude can shoot. He can actually shoot threes and stuff.
But I think, okay, correct me if I'm wrong here, right? Towns is out, right? Cat.
I don't know if Cat's out or not. I thought Cat's.
I thought Cat's been playing with an injury. He's either been playing with an injury or he's been out.
I think Cat's resting up for playoffs and he's coming back healthy. He'll be healthy in the playoffs.
Well, I was gonna say if the Pelicans manage to get a hold of the Timberwolves, that's not a great matchup for them, in size-wise at all.
Not for the Pelicans, no, because you got Gobert and Cat.
No, I'm saying without Cat. If they didn't have Cat, it's a bad matchup for the Pelicans. It's kind of more bad matchup for the Timberwolves.
I don't know.
But you got to think about it. Like, who's Anthony can't guard he can't guard CJ, Brandon, and Zion. And Rudy Gobert's gonna have to cover Valanciunas because he can't keep up with anybody. He ain't running the floor with Zion Williamson. You can get out of here with that. Zion Williamson run him up and down the floor like no tomorrow.
Making Mike Conley very, very bad right now. I want you to realize Mike Conley is
Mike Conley. Listen, no, Mike Conley is a good point guard.
He's the X factor.
He's not what he was in Memphis. He's not what he was in Memphis. That's what I'll say.
He has to be what he was in Memphis. Now look what he had in Memphis compared to what he has now. You have Ant.
I'm telling you.
Freaking Cat. Yeah. Oh wait, I only need to be a quarter of what I was in Memphis. Okay, cool. Thanks. I'm just gonna pass
You got Zion, Brandon Ingram, and C.J. McCollum on one team, dude. They're all scorers. They light it up, and they're good defensive players.
And Mike Conley isn't.
No, I'm not saying Mike Conley isn't. I'm just saying as a team collectively, I would rather have the Pelicans.
So hold on. You're CJ and Conley, I'll give you CJ. All right, I'll give you CJ. Ant or Brandon Ingram, I'm taking Ant. 100%.
Yeah.
Cat and Zion Williamson, Cat. Zion hasn't done anything yet. Cat's done stuff. I'm taking Cat.
What's he done? What's he done but lose a second round series? What's exactly he done?
How All-Star games has Cat been to over Zion Williamson?
How many years has Cat been in the league since 2015? I mean,
Zion Williamson just now started taking basketball seriously this year, and you want to give him a
and he's
gift?
at this moment, he's a better star than Cat. Cat fell off, dude. Cat fell off after injury. After injury, Cat was in conversation for one of the best centers in the league, and he got hurt, and Joel Embiid ran him over, and we haven't heard much of Cat since.
Okay, but what's Cat doing? Cat's getting to the playoffs.
So is Zion. He's in the, and so is Joel Embiid.
But here's the thing.
Anthony Edwards is doing all this.
Dude,
Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert.
Until Zion proves to me that he's an actual serious about basketball, I'm picking Cat over Zion. All right, it's not even a competition, not even a debate. Zion has done way less than Cat has in his basketball career. So let's compare. Okay, yeah, Zion's used to being at the bottom, and now he gets in the playoffs for the first year. How many years he's been in the league? Oh, he's better than Cat. No, I'm not. No, absolutely no. Just no. No, I ain't saying that yet. No, he's got to do more. And obviously, I'm taking Gobert over Valanciunas, so there you go.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But I still think Valanciunas is a solid center. He's a solid center in this league.
He's underrated.
He's not better than Rudy Gobert, but he's solid.
No. Rudy Gobert is just 7'2" of freaking nature.
The only reason I brought that matchup up is because you wouldn't want Denver against them. I think Jokic will dominate.
Now, the matchup I want to see and cover real quick while we still have time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, go ahead.
I am so hyped for Luka versus Paul George. I
know. So Kawhi Leonard.
He'll be hurt in the freaking first game. Oh, I tweaked my ankle.
He'll play, bro. He always plays playoffs.
Kawhi's always hurt.
Dude, listen. Okay, all right. Hold on. Admit to me this, though. Last year.
Oh, Kyrie versus Kawhi would be sweet.
When Paul George got hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who was taking Kevin Durant and who was beating Kevin Durant and Devin Booker in the Suns last year? Oh, yeah, that was Kawhi Leonard.
I'm happy for Kawhi. You don't hate KD.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, playoff Kawhi is different, dude. Dude's pretty nasty. But I think it'd be fun. Luka and him going at it, bro. That's awesome.
Kyrie and Kawhi would be sweet. Like you're basically gonna have it's basically Paul George and Kawhi versus Kyrie and Luka. Let's go.
Be a blast.
It's guards versus forwards is all it's gonna be.
Gonna be a blast, dude.
That should be 7 games for sure.
All right, well, this is where the episode's going to end, man. This is going to end today. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching the episode. This is how we're going to do it now. This is how we're going to discuss it. It makes it easier for both of us, really. I mean,
and we'll start doing shows once a week, guys, so we can get more followers.
Yep.
Get ready with the content.
Yep. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe.